Why did the blacks put up with the poverty and injustice inflicted on them? Many didn't. Some resisted in small ways by working slowly or pretending to be sick or deliberately doing things wrong. On the other hand, however, rather than rebelling or turning to violence, many slaves tried to escape and run away. However, escaping successfully is easier said than done. Slaves were valuable property and they were watched closely. With this in mind, slaves quickly realized that their best chances of escaping would be at night and on foot. Some even took drastic measures and carried farm tools, dressed in disguises, or hid in compartments built into carriages or wagons. The Underground Railroad first became organized in the early 1800s. Everything was done as secretly and confusingly as possible. Pathways might zigzag and cut through streams, and routes were often changed at the last moment in case word got out. Slowly, a network of rescue was growing, a secret network of people who dared to put themselves at risk for what they knew was right. The Underground Railroad was an informal network of sympathetic free blacks and a few whites who helped fugitives make their way north. However, it was neither underground nor a railroad, and it received its name because its activities had to be carried out in secret using darkness and disguise. Also, railway terms were used by those involved with the system to describe how it worked. It consisted of no engines and no trains. It had stations but no tracks. Its passengers traveled without tickets, and its conductors blew no whistles. The network of routes extended through 14 northern states and the promised land of Canada beyond the reach of fugitive slave hunters. It moved along pathways, river crossings, and a fellowship of goodwill and sympathy. The conductors were people who met fugitive slaves, passengers, and guided them along their way, giving them directions, leading them on foot or by horse, or smuggling them in carts or carriages. The stations were places where runaways could stop and rest, getting a meal and a night's sleep, and perhaps fresh clothing or any other help that they needed. Those who most actively assisted slaves to escape by the way of the railroad were members of the free black community, including former slaves, northern abolitionists, philanthropists, and church leaders like Quaker Thomas Garrett. The most famous conductor, an escaped slave named Harriet Tubman, reportedly made 19 return trips to the South. She helped some 300 slaves escape and will always be a prominent figure in history today.